Definitely, once you build your data set for the report, you control Shift B to build so that you generate the report. You generate the, how do I call it? The Word file on this side, or their RDL or Excel, depending on whichever file you're using. So, welcome to day 20, and we are going deep into the Word report and building it directly.
Hii ni Tech na Msangi ya jishinde.com.
Using Microsoft Word, we want to display the list, display the totals, display the image, and then we should be done. It shouldn't be long because you have built on top of this. And just some few tips and tricks using Word reports. So always just master tables, because we'll be using a lot of tables. And definitely with a table, you're able to configure the no border for the table, and with this you can align whatever you want, and nobody will know that you're using a table. It will display perfectly for you on Word. So let me remove this big table, and you can use different headers for a page, and we can go to the insert mode of Word and say I'm inserting a header, and let me choose a blank or whichever. We can, there are different types of headers that we can choose. A branded one, like something like this, let me say, okay, grid, or I don't know, retrospect, sideline, slides to. Okay, this is for you to explore, but let me just go straight with the simple plain header. So that, of course, this, if you want to add information about, I don't know, someone, if you need to add information about the picture, then this will be your go-to. So when you insert a header in Microsoft Word, the beauty here is you can still insert a table. So we want to insert an image, and we can, the best way to do an image is to manage it via table in a one by one table. And in our table, we can say there are no borders. And saying no borders, you can still use grid lines. By enabling the grid lines from your table, then it gives you the opportunity to see these grid lines. But once I disable the grid lines, then there's a problem. So this is like something. So if I disable the grid lines, you see, even I can't even see there's a table there. It's like there's no table. But if I enable the grid lines from this side, I can clearly see from a design perspective, grid lines won't be displayed when the report is rendered. And it's always enable the grid lines for your case, and it makes it very easy to work with Word reports. So I am using the XML mapping pen rather than the Business Central add-in for Word reports, because for the reports that I built from Microsoft, from Visual Studio Code, they have had a challenge rendering, and I don't know if it will proceed. As of now, just a challenge. But the ones that have been exported from the report layouts page in Business Central, they are working okay. So that's why I am forced to stick to this at the moment. So master everything, XML mapping pen and the Business Central add-in. This is the easiest, of course, mostly for the user. Uh, and we can go straight to this one, and definitely we can insert our picture control by right clicking on insert and then picture, as easy as that. And the beauty with this table, now you can resize it, and it's fitting the contents really well, easily resize it to our fitting, and much better to use the table. So we are sticking to a picture, but you can add several things here. If you needed a text box, you can add a table and put your username. Always remember, reports should have the functionality like your name, the date it was created, the document date. All those information they are very critical. Double click back to the other side, or to the design view of the table, and insert another table. We just need like 4 columns, not many. You can just don't need a lot. Now the beauty here with Word, you can go to the table layout and choose, or the table design, and choose whichever design that you need. Let's go to something fancy. This looks dark, not too dark. We can go back to the design and choose something like this blue. Not bad. And definitely go. The other beauty is everything is sorted in ascending order. So we can see clearly that it's in ascending and easy to be mapped. We can start with the customer number, plain text, then we go to the customer name. Where is it? Plain text, and what else do we need? City, then balance. So we don't need a lot here. Plain text, and then we add another row from this side for totals, where we can just have one total. Just merge this. How do you merge? Cells merge. Anyway, let me just insert this customer number label first, plain text, and the name, plain text again. Okay, this is rich text. I need plain text. So you should not hard code actually in any report at this day and age, because why should you? The city doesn't have a label. Jeez. Customer city label, nothing. This one was overlooked, but it's fine. Let me put it here. Customer balance. This is once, just because of time. Customer balance, plain text, label. So city shouldn't be hard coded also. Remember that. Okay, now let's go to totals. The totals, and put the total balance LCY local currency plain text. And of course, when you do this, select your table. Oh, I needed to do just this merge cells from here. Select and merge cells. I hope it doesn't lose the balance. And maybe right align. Where is right align, Jermaine? Where is it? Line to the right. And I select this. We can right align, bold, add a label here that is left aligned, plain text. So it's pretty easy actually how you do it. But remember, you see now how it becomes better once you have done everything from Visual Studio Code in terms of the hard work, and it's pretty easy to do it. The total balance is created from here. The balance is also created from here, and every information is generated from Visual Studio Code to make it easy for you to display the report. And on that side, it's just displaying. And of course, this one is to avoid having the report as displayed in every other list, or every page could display a new customer, similar to a document table. So let me just generate the report. I hope it doesn't have an error. It seems to be having an error. And I don't think we need the filters. Okay, some detail there missed because of the, let me just add two filters of 1000 to 40, 1 to 3. A listing just to have the filters. Okay, it's mirroring the sales order thing that has one record. Let me just check. Customer count, or it's my filter that is wrong. On the data item, let me just review real quick. Build again as I review to see the error. there is no skip or from this report. So let's test it again. Another final test. And we have our report with the total balance with only displaying one record. And let me just say the logo is there. So the logo is there, the number, the name, and everything. It's only that we are displaying one record. And I've just remembered we didn't do the repeating. I'm just overthinking here. And what we forgot to do is put the repeating for this customer list. Let's go and do that real quick. Oh, geez. So we had not inserted, someone should have reminded me, only that this is not a live video. We need to go to the table design and then XML mapping pane and say that this particular table is, we insert the repeating control, just that, so that we specify that this is repeated over and over again. So it should be repeated or iterated for each record. It should be repeated. That particular row is a repeated or an iterated one. No wonder the total is showing more than the other information, because it's expecting the list to have everything. And once we open our customer list, then we should have at least a pretty good overview. Of course, now this one can be right aligned, but beautifully created. Wow. And of course, it's because of this design, but you can definitely see the logo doesn't have those borders well displayed. You can resize it, change it to whichever position you have. It's part of the header. If it's more than 2 pages, then you can have a different header for the report. And beautifully, that's how fast you're able to create a list report in Word that has very good information, and you can create it with really good speed if you know what it mirrors in the base application, or you have an idea, or you have created a similar reports before. Then you can give it as a context to make it, to narrow down the information for the model to just focus on the features that you want to get displayed. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in day 21.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss the next one.